how to interact with it. First, I'm going to go over how to memorize all of these angles, and then I'll talk about how to understand the coordinates. I'm going to assume at this point that you know exactly the degrees for all of these. So make sure that you've gotten all the coordinates down and that you've gotten all of the degrees down. Because I'm going to start using language that's just in radians. So what you have to imagine is that you are looking at one of these, a blank unit circle. And it's your job to complete this unit circle in as little time as you can, which has to be in 3 minutes by the end of the week. So we're going to fill in the few things we know first, which are this stuff and this stuff. We know this is 0 degrees. It's also 360 degrees. We know it's 0 radians. It's also 2 pi radians. And then over here we know this is 180, and we know that's pi. So that's like the first thing I should fill out every single time, every time, period. And this method of memorization I just call counting. So we're going to count by different pie slices, or pizza slices, or however you want to think about it, or just angles, which would be even better and more precise. We're going to start with pi over 2, and remember pi over 2 is this right angle right here. So in other words, at this point I have 1 pi over 2. So when I get over here I have 90 degrees, or pi over 2. If I count, then I have 1, now I have 2. I already have something written here, so I don't need to write anything there. And if I keep counting, now I have, here I have 3 pi over 2, or 270. And then again, if I count one more, I have 4 pi over 2, but I've already gotten that taken care of. So that's pi over 2. Now I need to take care of the next biggest slice, which is 60 degrees, or pi over 3. So I'm going to count by pi over 3 now. So I have 1 pi over 3. If I move this, again, I have here 2 pi over 3. 3 pi over 3, but I've already got something written there. 4 pi over 3. So I record it. And swinging it over, I've now got 5 pi over 3. If I move it up one more, that completes the circle, and I've already got that recorded, so I'm done. Okay, now stop and think. Look, what have I been doing? Right, I've just been counting by different degree measures. We're going to do 45 now. So 45 degrees is the same as pi over 4. So I have 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. I'm only writing when there's something, when there's a blank, when I haven't filled it in yet. So 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, and then here is 5 pi over 4. So that says 5 pi over 4. Keep going, 6, 7 pi over 4. And if I keep going, I've completed it. The last one, notice I only have 4 blanks now. It's this one, this one, this, and this. And I'm just going to count by pi over 3s. I mean pi over 6, or 30 degrees. So pi over 6, I have 1 of those, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pi over 6. If I keep going, I have 6, 7. 7 pi over 6. 8, 9, 10, 11. And now I have the radians for the circle completely filled out. As you can imagine, if you count quickly, pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4. If I count quickly, I can get this done very quickly. So that concludes the portion about degrees and radians. And now we'll talk about the coordinates. There are only 5 pieces I need to think about, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what I'm going to do to all of them is divide by 2, and I'm going to square root the top. If I divide by 2 and square root at the top, and then I write those again, those, so square root of 0, that's right, 0 over 2 is 0. Square root of 1, so look, simplify this on your own, press play, and check your work. Look, so if we simplified it correctly, then we'll have just these numbers here, 0, half, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 3 over 2, and 1, which is what I got when I simplified them. Now, if we think critically about this, we don't have to use special right triangles, or we don't even have to memorize it. We just have to know that those 5 numbers belong. What are the y values doing as I go increasing order of theta, or of the angle? Yeah, I mean, I drew over here. Y values are decreasing, or increasing. So I'm starting at, for the y value here, I'm starting at 0, and I'm increasing. So I just write these in order, because those are written in an increasing value. 0, 1/2, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 3 over 2, and 1. Now as I go this way, what are the x values doing? Yeah, as I go clockwise, the x values are increasing. So I go 0, and I'm just talking about quadrant 1 right now. I go 0, 1/2, square root of 2 over 2, right, I'm just writing these down, square root of 3 over 2, and 1. And it really is that straightforward. Now how do I fill out the rest of these? By reflecting, right, so that point corresponds to this one to this one, this one to this one. And then furthermore, right, this point corresponds to here, this corresponds to here, this corresponds to here, this corresponds, this corresponds, this corresponds, and of course, these correspond to each other, and these correspond to each other. What do I mean by correspond? I mean that if I look at this point, I can just write it here because it corresponds, right? They're the same value with a major difference. Right, here the x is positive, and here the x is negative. See, the other thing that really puts us together is to understand that in quadrant 1, both x and y are positive. In quadrant 2, x is negative, y is positive. In quadrant 3, both are negative. In quadrant 4, x is positive and y is negative. If you have that down, you just need to know quadrant 1 and this idea of pi slices or angle slices, then you'll be able to construct this very quickly. You should have 1 or 2 blank sides left of your own from the handouts, so practice on all the blanks you have left, and I'll see you for the next